Hey guys, Rail the Appreciator here, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be doing a song tier list of Kendrick Lamar's 2017 album, Damn. So yeah, let's get into this one. Okay, so the intro track on the album is Blood. It's not really a song, it's more just like an intro, like an interlude kind of thing, like storytelling in a way, like a skit maybe. So like Kendrick's like starts it with, so I was taking a walk the other day, he's approaching like an old lady who looks like she needs help, and she says, "You've lost your life," and there's just a massive gunshot. It's just really shocking when I heard this album for the first time, and yeah, it just really sets the tone on what the album is going to be about. And I think B is a solid spot to put it for now, judging how I rank the other songs on the album. But yeah, I think B is a good spot because it's, yeah, not really a song, it's just like a really shocking introduction to what would be a great album in the end. Okay, so the second track on the album, DNA, and instantly I can just say it's just an S tier song for me. Just like a rapping performance, lyrics, the meaning, the bars, just everything about it. It's just an absolute masterclass by Kendrick. And just the music video as well with Don Cheadle, like the whole lie detector test, being possessed by Kendrick's spirit and like his DNA and just going crazy. Like the beyond the song, like the music video is insane. I just really like this track, and I think it is one of Kendrick's best tracks of all time within his discography. Just the rapping performance from the first verse and then on the bridge to the second verse, and just like the song overall with like the sample, like "Give Me Some Ganja," like it just goes so hard. And I think, yeah, it's just no doubt like a no-brainer for me that it's an S tier song. The third track on the album, we got "Ya," and I'll be perfectly honest, I don't like this song at all. It's just very slow, very repetitive. It's probably one of his most least listened to tracks in his entire discography, and especially on this album as a whole. Like, there's just not much to take from it lyrically, bars, imagery, just nothing. Very repetitive, very slow. The beats just like lackluster. So I think I'm gonna chuck it in C tier. It could honestly be a D tier for me, but I'll be nice and put it in C tier. But yeah, I just don't like this song whatsoever, and just don't listen to it. I kind of only listen to this song if I'm listening to the Damn album in full from start to finish. But yeah, just it's just a C tier. It's just a whatever song for me, to be honest. So now we got Element. I really like this track. Like, he's rapping about his element, of course, but also like, you know, where he's from, being Compton, rapping about his personal experiences growing up, saying he's been stomped out in front of his mama. All his grandmas are dead, so nobody's praying for him. So he has to be on your head. He has to be, you know, survival instincts, trying to stay alive. And I think it's quite clearly like an A tier song for me, like very listenable. I really like this track, and I still listen to it to this day. So yeah, I think A tier is a good place to put it. So next track we got Feel. It's obviously very repetitive, but also it uses anaphora by repeating like the word feel in the same parts of the song, but also like, yeah, repetition as well. And I really like this track. I think it's like a really good. The beat's good in it, like the pauses, and it gets really intense to the end, and it's just Kendrick saying like everything he's feeling, and it's just so cathartic for him. And yeah, just everything he's feeling, and towards the end it just gets really intense, just saying everything that is on his mind, all his worries, all his troubles. And then he's saying like, ain't nobody praying for me. So yeah, I think it's like an S tier song. There's like a lot of songs on this album that are so well written, so well performed, so lyrical, so meaningful, so intense, and I think Feel is quite clearly an S tier song for me. And I think there might be a few S tier songs from this album. So feel free to agree or disagree with me, but I really like Feel, and every time that I listen to it, it just gives me goosebumps, especially towards the end. It just gets so intense, and you can just feel how much, like, how unsure Kendrick is, and how many worries and troubles he has, like growing up, and just like, yeah, just so many worries about like the fame, the money, his family, and just nobody's praying for him, and it just really worries him and troubles him. But yeah, I think it's quite clearly an S tier song for me. Before we head into the next track, being Loyalty featuring Rihanna, I think it just makes sense to move everything down a tier, just because like these songs are quite clearly S tier, like, you know, DNA and Feel. And then when it comes to Loyalty featuring Rihanna, great track, great music video. Kendrick and Rihanna's voice flow off each other well, complement each other very well. Just, you know, really good, like bouncing off each other. And I think Loyalty is just quite clearly a B tier song. Like, it's very listenable, lots of replay value, and I think it just makes sense to have it as B tier. Like, it's nothing like insane lyrically. It's just like they're really bouncing off each other really well, and it just makes sense to have it as a B tier song. So yeah, feel free to agree or disagree. I just think it's a B tier song. Pride. I really like this song. It's much slower. Fun fact, it's also produced by Steve Lacy, and he made it off his phone, his iPhone, which is really cool. I think he made it off GarageBand by plugging in his guitar to his phone. But yeah, I think Pride is like a good song, not much lyrically. I think the beat is like a big part of the song. It's like pride's gonna get you killed, but oh no, love's gonna get you killed, but pride will be the death of you and me. And I think pride can just comfortably sit in B tier. Nothing like amazing about the song lyrically, but is very meaningful. It's very slow. It's very chill. I like it a lot. Very listenable. Lots of replay value. Still listening to the track to this day. So yeah, I think it makes sense to have it in B tier. And now we got Humble, could be Kendrick Lamar's most popular song, most successful song. Very, very great rapping performance, great music video. Also like an ironic song because he's rapping to be humble, but I feel like he's rapping to himself to be humble. But in the music video, he's dressed as the Pope, reenacting the Last Supper. Just a really, really great song. Played a lot during the NBA Finals between the Golden State Warriors and Cleveland Cavaliers. Yeah, just based on the amount of success of this song, I think it just has to be an S tier song because it's Kendrick's most successful song. Not Like Us is close. I think eventually Not Like Us might overtake Humble, but I think for the time period and when this album came out, Humble was just iconic. Just the music video, the track, the bars, the rapping, like how catchy it is, the quotables. It's just a no-brainer for an S tier song for me. And now Lust. One of the many things I like about this song is just the way the beat cuts in and out, and I think that really, really helps with the track. And just like Kendrick's just rapping about lust and all the things people do in terms of alcohol, sex, money, like all this type of stuff. Just like lust, a lot of lust is just like laziness and just like doing bad habits. And yeah, now that I'm rating this song, I think it goes into A tier for me. And then at the same time, when I put Lust into A tier, it makes me want to bring Feel down to A tier because I'm just really stuck between which song is better between these two. Because like the beat on Lust really, really helps, even though Feel is more like lyrically and like more powerful, especially towards the end. But I think Lust, like the beat cutting in and out, really matches the vibe of the song and like what Kendrick's meaning and what he wants the execution to be, because he's rapping a lot about lust, like telling these people like, go and do this, go and do that, like go and go and have sex, go and drink, go and take drugs and all that stuff. But then yeah, feels like rapping about his worries and stuff. So I think it makes sense like just to have these on the same like tier, being the A tier, and like the main part of like Lust is like I need some water, like he needs something, like he just craving like a lot of things. So I think now that I'm ranking Lust, I have to put it into 18 and bring Feel down. It just makes sense to me. So again, you feel free to agree or disagree, but yeah, that's just what makes sense to me personally as a Kendrick Lamar fan. Love featuring Zakari. Zakari is also a TD artist, and I think this is a really, really good hip hop love song that isn't corny at all. Very listenable, lots of replay value, very successful. I really, really like this song. Still listen to it to this day. And I think it just slots into B tier for me. Like it's still, I think it was still a part of Kendrick's set list for his last tour, for the Mr. Morale tour. Yeah, it just makes sense to have it in B tier. Like nothing too special about the song, just very meaningful, like rapping about the girl that he loves. Yeah, it just makes sense to have it in B tier for me. And now we got XXX featuring U2, and I just think this is one of the most unexpected collabs, but it just works. And I think for as a track, yeah, just rapping a lot about like if somebody killed his brother, killed his sister, killed his nephew, killed his niece, whatever, and just like the things that he'd do and just crash out. Like the song covers gun violence and like the contradiction that Kendrick has in terms of wanting to teach kids about gun violence and like how dangerous it is, but also at the same time he uses guns to protect himself and to protect his family. And also this song talks about police brutality and stuff like that. So it's just stuck in two minds between wanting to educate the kids and empower the youth and improve society, but at the same time there's awful things going on in the world with police brutality. And he's saying like if somebody were to kill it, like someone related to him, like a family member or a friend, he would just lose everything. And like he says, walk to the court, throw the blower in his lap, and tell the judge, yeah, I did that. Like he'd own up to it. Like he's willing to go to jail and just do crazy things to get revenge and like sacrifice himself for the people that he loves, being his friends and family. And I think this is an A tier song for me. I just like, yeah, the first part of the song with Kendrick, and then when U2 gets introduced, and then Kendrick rapping on the last verse like a lot slower, and yeah, it just makes sense to have it as A tier for me. Fear, I think, is one of Kendrick's best tracks. Kendrick even said it himself, is one of his best written tracks, just like going over fear as a whole, lots of repetition, lots of anaphora, Yeah, just rapping from his fear at age 7, age 17, and age 27, and just like the different fears he had. Like growing up at age 7, it was like his childhood fear of his parents, fear of like acting out as a teenager, like fear of dying, like traveling in the hood and Compton in the streets. And then at age 27, it's fear of losing his money, fear of losing his fame, his like everything he's worked so hard to achieve. And I think Fear is an S tier song for me, just like he said it himself, like one of his best rapping performances, one of his best written songs, very very meaningful, like covering three different ages and three different types of fears that he was having. It just makes sense to have it as an S tier song for me, and I think a lot of Kendrick fans would agree it's one of his best songs of all time. It's definitely up there, so yeah, it just makes sense to have it as S tier for me. God, like this track, one of the most forgettable tracks from Kendrick's entire discography. I just don't like it at all. There's just not much for me to take from it. Like repetitive, like not anything special lyrically, just very, very forgettable, not popular within his discography or this album at all. Like, it has to be D tier. Like, there's no justification, no reasoning that I can give it to put it any higher. It's just having to sit in D tier for me. Like, it's just, I just don't even know what to say about this song. I'm just gonna leave it in D tier and just move on. Duckworth, the closing track on the album, the final track. It's kind of the track that ties everything back together in the album, because the whole thing about this album is you can listen from it from Blood to Duckworth, or from Duckworth to Blood. So yeah, Duckworth is a really really great storytelling song, and I'm kind of conflicted between A tier and S tier, because it's really really great like storytelling, saying like who would have thought the greatest rapper would be from coincidence, because if Anthony killed Ducky, then Top Dog would be serving life, and I grew up without a father and die in a gunfight. So yeah, just really really great storytelling on this track. I really like the beat. It's not like really really fast or really intense. It's just kind of a good pace, good storytelling. And I'm conflicted between A tier and S tier, and Kendrick fans are gonna hate me for this, but like I think I'm gonna have to put it in A tier, just based on the other songs within Kendrick's like discography. It just has to be an A tier song. Like obviously, great storytelling, great lyrics, great bars, really providing an insight into Kendrick life growing up and telling us a story that we had never known until now, until this track came out. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to put it in A tier. So yeah, feel free to agree or disagree. Come at me in the comments, like tell me what you think. But yeah, it's sitting in A tier for me for now. I'm happy with this ranking, being the final ranking for this album, like having DNA, Humble, and Fear in S tier for me, and then Lust, Feel, XXX, Duckworth in A tier, Element, Loyalty, Pride, and Love in B tier, Blood in C tier, Yeah and God in D tier. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Comment down below, let me know your ranking, let me know what you agree with, what you would disagree with. I'm happy with this. But yeah, like, subscribe, and comment down below other artists, albums, genres, and songs and music that you'd like me to listen to, appreciate, and make videos about. Thanks for watching. See ya.